Yo, what's going on, AMP family? Welcome back to another daily analysis here with DTA talking about AMP and Bitcoin, of course. Today, I have really something special planned for you guys, especially the new traders out there, as well as for folks who aren't interested in trading, but more so would like to be able to analyze trends very easy from a bird's eye view. So, hopping right into it, looking at CoinGecko.com, we can see that AMP is currently down 3.9%, and we've been floating in between this 0.01, 0.041 through 0.045 range for the last 24 hours. And hopping right into Etherscan, looking at AMP's holders, we hit the 28K mark. So, again, on average, each day we're seeing about 100 to 200 new AMP holders. So, this is extremely bullish. I think that, by this time next month, when August hits, we would definitely have at least 29,000 AMP holders, if not 30. And I think 30 is being super optimistic. So that's what we have for Etherscan. And hopping right into the charts on today's daily chart, we can see that they do look fairly different, right? Candlesticks look different from what we are fairly familiar with looking at, and that's mainly because we are looking at Heiken Aishi candlesticks, right? These are Japanese candlesticks that make it more easy for anybody to understand the direction of a trend and what trends currently exist. Now, the important thing to note about these candlesticks is that it shows the average of buying and selling, right? So that's what makes it so easy to be able to look and analyze the trends, right? It'll let you know when to get in and also when to get out, when the trend is reversing, and also when the trend is continuing, right? And I have this candlestick structure set up on today's analysis, and probably from here on out going forward, just to be able to show all of you guys, the trend that AMP is essentially following. So, yesterday we did get rejected at the 0.045 level, right? But we didn't move down lower, right? Looking at today's candlestick, we are not coming back down to the previous lows of zero point zero 0.04 or 0.041. We're actually, staying in between the 0.02 level, right? And that's actually, pretty good in my perspective, because it's letting us know that the bears, they aren't quite able to push the market down much, right? And there's a possibility that we may come and retest this fib extension level one more time at the 0.046 mark, but we'll see how we close this week's candle structure. So that's what we have for the daily. And moving into the 4 hour, we can actually see that, you know, um, we can see our rejection a little bit more clear, right? So again, we went up to our previous resistance line, we got rejected, and we are, trending down slightly. But the important thing to note here is that, these bearish candlesticks are a lot smaller than what we see in the previous days, right? They're not as long. The bodies are, not as long. And also, the selling volume is not as high, right? And today, the selling volume hasn't been able to, you know, blow past our previous buying volume. And I think that's important to note, right? Um, as we keep an eye on this, one thing that we definitely don't want to do is that we don't want to go lower, right? So we don't want to come down to the 0.038 or even the 0.041, right? We want to put in a higher low. And if we can do that, I think that, we'll have a good shot at, coming back up to retest the 0.045 level, possibly going above it to retest the 0.047 level, and then going back up and forming support. And I think forming support is what we need to be able to confirm that, we are in fact in a reversal. If we are not able to, hold support at the 0.047 level, once we get up there, then, we have to be cautious and really understand what's going on and where this trend wants to go. So that's what I have for you guys on the charts. And just to conclude this, I think that the conference yesterday that Square, Paradigm, Elon Musk, and Kathy Woods held was extremely bullish, right? For anybody that didn't get a chance to catch this, it was live streamed on YouTube. It's also readily available for anybody to watch, sort of in an on-demand fashion, if you navigate to their website. So I'll be dropping a link for this website inside of the video description at the bottom of the video for any of you guys to go check it out. And there's, a whole bunch of different tracks, tailored towards investors, institutions, developers, even, the public retail, just helping folks understand what Bitcoin is, why it's positioned to be in the place that it is right now, and also where crypto is going from a macro perspective, right? Democratizing the world's financial systems to you know give the internet its native currency, right? To be able to allow anybody to access any form of currency or a financial vehicle of their choice, right? So that's what we have for the B word. For anybody that didn't get a chance to check this out, make sure you navigate to it. And also, for all of you guys who are super bullish on AMP, like I am, Eli Noto, the business dev for AMP, he will be speaking on the podcast tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. So this guy is truly an AMP champion, and he is probably one of the most knowledgeable folks inside and out about AMP besides the team, in my opinion, right? So make sure you subscribe to his channel and you check out the live stream tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. He will be speaking to Eli Noto for the first time. The Flexa team, they don't necessarily speak out that often, but when they do, I think this is the prime opportunity for anybody who's an investor in AMP to take the time to listen in, or even tomorrow after the live stream, make some time, an hour. You can listen to this during your commute at work if you have to go in, or you could just listen to this before you go to sleep. But just making that time is, I think, super important. And last but not least, I know that we're all super bullish on AMP, but AMP is built on Ethereum, but the miners are actually sort of planning to revolt against the EIP 1559 upgrade, which essentially slashes Ethereum miners' reward in half and burns the other half. The miners are actually planning to revolt against this, right? So, this is something to seriously think about. And, a lot of news headlines are talking about this, but I think that this medium really does a good job diving deep into, what this upgrade means for Ethereum and what this ultimately means for DeFi. Chico Crypto, he is a YouTube researcher, not an influencer, a researcher like myself. He talks about this a little bit more in depth, but essentially what this minor revolt could do is destabilize Ethereum's consensus, right? And this is something that Vitalik is taking action against right now, to sort of get this upgrade in place, and also the merger with Paradigm ahead of this time, right? To combat against this. So I actually plan on asking questions about this during the podcast live stream tonight with Eli Noto, just to see is Flexa thinking about this? How do they plan to combat against this if this minor revolt and reorg does happen to destabilize Ethereum's consensus algorithm, right? What can they do to mitigate against this, especially since they are built on the Ethereum blockchain? Even though they're, asset agnostic and, positioned to be market agnostic, is it agnostic against, Ethereum attacks, right? And I think that's the key thing that a lot of folks are wondering, specifically me. That's the big elephant in the room. So, I will be asking about this. So that's what I have for you guys today, talking about AMP and the daily analysis. Excuse my voice. I know it's a little bit raspy, but yeah, I think that, overall, the conference yesterday was super bullish for Bitcoin. And I think that we may see, the market react to, all of the things that were demystified yesterday sometime next week. So, we'll see. But the one thing that we do know is that institutions are definitely interested in adopting Bitcoin and crypto into their business models, putting it on the balance sheets. So that's what I have for you guys today. And until tomorrow, DTA is out.